I need to practice in the early game. But you know, I like to do that. I don't know why today, when I was practicing a little bit, I accidentally clicked on my second save. It's like, it's killing me. I don't understand why it's auto, like, hovering over that with the mouse for some reason. I don't really touch my mouse, so it shouldn't be doing that. But oh well. As long as it doesn't happen in a run, I won't be that annoyed by it. It'll be really kind of unfortunate if I lose a couple of seconds to needing to quit out of that or alt F4ing, because I don't want it to open the save because it might corrupt it. Yeah, so anyway, I practiced E-Pogo and Mantis Pogo a bit, so hopefully I don't mess those up much anymore. I didn't really practice not hardballing there, because I shouldn't need to practice because I did it fine for like weeks. Yeah. We got a bit of practice in. Practiced Hornet like a tiny bit, but I forgot to make a good save state there before the dialogue pops up, so I didn't feel like practicing that too much with that. I practiced trying to double spike more consistently. I miss that, like, still a lot, so I don't know what my setup is for doing it, because it must be scuffed. But yeah, so we're just gonna go with it now. And I'll still do, honestly at this point I might just QGA. I really just need to practice QGA, but I might QGA anyway, no matter what happens when I get there, even if I could PB going the other route. Oops. Kind of weird. I missed a bunch of Geo. Would have been nice to catch that Geo since I was so screwed up on that pattern. Yeah, dang. Also, my rooms were very hot today for no reason at all. Probably because I had my PC on. But yeah. I also slept for super long yesterday. I went to sleep at like 2 p.m., which is my normal time for going to sleep. I woke up at like 7 p.m., went back up to my room to actually go back to sleep. Then I woke up at 2 a.m., so I slept for 12 hours. Then I fell back asleep until 5. So I slept for like 15 hours, which is very unusual for me. I didn't even think I was like that tired. So I did not, if I didn't sleep for that long, I probably would have practiced more. I would have actually probably practiced QGA. So that would have been nice. I don't know why False Knight decides to jump all the way away from me all the time. I forgot to heal for a second there, almost messed up. But I healed at the right time, so I still didn't waste any time. That was dumb. But yeah, hopefully now, since I practiced both E-Pogo and Mantis Pogo, I've probably practiced Mantis Pogo for at least half an hour to an hour. So hopefully I can consistently do those now. I kind of got a visual cue too for E-Pogo instead of just winging it like I do every time. I'll take a 337. So what ends up happening most of the time when I practice is I'll load up a file. I'll go through the first, like, I don't usually practice VS, like anything in VS anymore now. But I load up a new file to go practice. So I have to do a full run to do the practice. And I'll end up practicing stuff before the stuff I wanted to practice. So eventually, I'll slowly work my way out of practicing the early stuff and practice the later stuff when I do it like that. I just need to make a practice save file where I have everything unlocked and I can just teleport around. But I haven't felt like messing around with the Dreamgate save settings in the debug version. But if I did do that, my practice would not take nearly as long. Alright, and we're above the 42 geo, nice. And I think when I ended yesterday, I had like a really good green path somehow after failing a ton. So let's see if we can do that. Where am I going? Oh god. Jeez, what am I doing, dude? That was a ton of wasted time. I don't even know how much. A lot. Bro. Okay, so we wasted a good like 10 seconds there, I think. Like, god, that was terrible. I'm not at the level of skill that I can be wasting tons of time like that and then make it up anywhere. Dang. That's bad. I was gonna say, now I have to depend on the RNG of these guys not being mean of when they attack. And it was very nice to me. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. Very close, I think, to missing that. Still can't believe that one time that they're not like venge flies, but I don't know what to call them. But that venge fly didn't follow me all the way. That it did follow me all the way across. I think I finally figured out like how to not waste soul when I messed that jump up. If you just hold your jump the whole time and you don't make it past the platform, then you don't have to shoot a fireball because you're gonna miss no matter what. And you have plenty of time to react to it otherwise. Honestly, coming out of here 1 second below or 1 second above 7 minutes, not bad. Because it was bad before that. Nice. Grabbed 8 geo from that mouse charger. And we should have enough to do the funny text skip. Dang. Still not a great fight, but I didn't lose that much time. I lost like a second, so I can... almost 2 seconds, but I can live with that. With how bad the rest of the green path was. That was acceptable. Alright, and it didn't do the funny second save thing for no particular reason, like it was doing before. I also figured out the timing here, once I get into, not this transition, but the next one. I figured out what I was doing wrong. I think you're just supposed to not hold a left input, then dash like that. I don't know if that's wrong or not. Like, if you can do it, if you time it right, with the left input. But obviously, I do not time it right with the left input, since every single time I've tried it not doing it that way, or doing it that way, I always mess up and fall in the acid there. That extra dash probably doesn't even save that much time, but for optimization purposes, it feels better doing it like that. But yeah, so far it was good until that. Dang, messed up. It's fine. I still did not, like, you know, do this 100% right, but we can live with that. This is going to be a little bit sketchy though, because I did still mess this up a bunch, even though I practiced it a lot. Okay, we have to go to this second way. Oh, come on. That mantis backed up a lot before doing its attack. Okay then. Now I can actually be red, or be green maybe before getting there. I don't think there's anything I was thinking about doing before this point. Before, like, starting again. Okay, there we go. Alright, we run it again. Actually, I'm gonna let that cutscene run. Hopefully I didn't spam through it already. Cool, I did not. Okay, now we're good. I'm also thinking I really need to just set up my capture card because I would like to play my Switch at some point on my PC. I almost just walked into that crawled. I don't understand why I can't not hardfall there. I do it literally constantly now. Honestly, I think last time, the first run I did today, was really good because I got a 52.8 while hard falling. I feel like usually to get a decent 52, I need a not hard fall. But we'll take this. This is fine. Okay, I just was thinking I didn't remember if I remembered to fix my camera settings. Because I always have to adjust the brightness or the gain. Because OBS likes to reset it every single time. Which I think just happens with some webcams. Don't know why OBS doesn't like to save the settings for some. Not the best, but we still got out of there before 150. So that is livable. It's really like flashing down those spikes. I don't know if I've noticed anyone else do that. Everyone else leaves those spikes alone, but I like the tink noises they make hitting the ground. Be nice to me, false knight, please. Dang, missed the up slash. But false knight was being nice. Didn't jump literally as far as possible on the first jump. I could have gotten out of here quicker, but I just didn't miss. Not bad. On pace for a decent... Hey, Calamity, thanks for the lurk. We're on pace for a decent VS again. Might actually be able to get close to that 334. 336. Close one. I don't know how lurking you're gonna be right now, Calamity, but have you practiced any percent still in the last like week? I think I saw you online playing some other game that I don't know the name of because I've never played it. What is that? Text. Here we go. Feeling good about this movement. It's making me feel much better than I was feeling last run. I didn't even like mess up last run in here, I just felt clunky. Come on. Talk to me, snail, please. Too busy. Okay, yeah. I remember that's what you said before. I just wasn't sure if you got less busy or not. Is it... Are you in school for like a summer semester or something? Is that why? I feel like summer semesters are usually very busy because they're, you know, shorter than usual. So they have to cram a whole bunch of crap in there. No, I don't know why I went for that last hit. That was dumb. I tried to get a double, hitting two Gruzzes. Gruz. I feel like Gruz is already plural. Online studying, okay. Ooh, close. I feel like that wasn't super slow. Must have been a little bit slow because of messing up the boulder. I avoided the damage though. That's what we like. Yeah. Sometimes I really like the second notification of things on my phone, and sometimes I'm just like, why am I being told about this again? My phone lit up and I looked at it and it was the same thing as before. But I think it helps more often than not for me. So I won't be that upset at my phone. Just doing its best. Oops, I don't even know why. That was such a weird jump, the first one. I'm glad I made it on the platform again, though. I'm a bit behind on Geo, I think. But it's alright, we're gonna get all of the Geo from Off Night. It's gonna drop right in front of us. Okay, I lied, but we only missed 2. 11 seconds faster than last time. And being faster than last time is all you can ask for, really, right? I feel like if I actually get a run through doing QGA without practicing it, it'll still probably be a huge PB. Alright, cool. We got all of the now you're a super slow reader. Fair. Honestly, sometimes I'm not sure whether I'm a slow reader when I was in school. If you remember, like in high school or like middle school or whatever, when they would make you like read sections of things and then everyone would be done. I'm like, am I reading slow or is everyone just not reading it? Yeah, that was fast. Not gonna PB. But we only lost like a half second. That was because I just missed the interaction because I'm an idiot. Probably wouldn't have lost like any time at all if I didn't miss the interaction. Is it like if it's online study, I'm assuming it's college though, right? Also, Calamity, I don't know if you were here last time, but I said I figured this timing out. I can finally do that dash. Does it save me much time? Probably not, but I can do it now. I figured out that all I have to do is not hold left while I'm entering that room. Alright, this is decent. Hopefully I don't screw ePogo or Mantis Pogo, and we can actually be green. Alright, here we go. I don't know what that was. I forgot to like down slash. So far, so good. No, I messed up. That would have been gold. I like a lot. That would have been a huge gold if I didn't mess up that last jump. That's like the easiest jump too. It's like you just jump. Damn. That's sad. Oh well. But we are green, so that's good. That is by far the most that I've been green by, or by far the fastest time I've had in Mantis Claw, I believe. Now my Mantis Claw is just about 30 seconds slower than Wonky's when I was watching her runs. So, progress. That was weird. I missed my dash timing after pogoing the bench fly. I practiced Grozmother like a tiny bit just because this shouldn't be like I'm not expecting to save a bunch of time on it, but I could potentially gold it again if I like have an okay split here. almost the sub 11 growth-mother. Alright, we're getting there. We're going places. Dang. Bit early on the cleanup fireball, but the babies were nice and stayed in a like exact pattern with each other, so I only had to do 4 extra nail swings. I was actually kind of nuts that 3 of them stayed in a group that I could hit all of them at once. Oops, missed that interaction by a bit. Okay. Now hopefully I don't mess this up for no, like, good reason. That's fine. Oh man. I think where I stopped practicing earlier was somewhere around like the dream area. I feel like I only did the dream area jumps like once or twice fully through, because I wanted to hop off quick for a little bit before I streamed. But now we're good. Okay. We could potentially still be green here. How much time? Yeah, that's right, okay. My PV is pretty close to my gold for this. I couldn't remember. I don't even know what I did to gold by 1.5 seconds. So that's not like a lot, but also it is kind of a lot if I was doing good movement for the other one in PV. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I don't know what I did there. I just didn't dash at the right time. Dude, what the heck am I doing now? Okay, so I'm just throwing. So now we're gonna be red by like a decent amount. Oh! It just, like, it takes a second to let you jump. So I pressed jump thinking I was gonna jump, and then it stole my jump input, and yeah. I'm just resetting, I'm done with that. God, that was terrible. That was like the worst I could have possibly done on that part. Sad that I was actually green too. Okay. Ugh. Oops, I thought I hit that already. You ever like, after you take a shower, feel like the soap makes you like feel sticky? Like not sticky, but like crusts. Kind of. I know soap does that. I don't remember what it's called. Residue, I guess. Most of the time when I stream, it's not like right after I've gotten a shower, but today I waited because I'm lazy. And my eyes felt like extra low when I was just trying to just blink. Dang it. Of course I go the wrong way too. The damage tank. Unlucky. Oh, too far. One of these days I'll avoid the hard fall again. $54. Barely in the 54s. I'll accept it. was debating whether I felt like playing or doing more any percent today or taking a break from it because the practice was not going the best. Like I was messing up like simple things like literally just jumping. I was like, should I take a break? Then I was thinking about setting up anything else and I was like, I don't feel like it. I'll run more any percent. I was thinking about either like running Celeste or setting up doing Majora's. Because I still want to do that. Dang it, of course I missed that. $53. Not the worst still, but not the best either. Running Celeste, yeah. Not like speed running it, just like casually running it. But to run Celeste, I have to buy it first. And I was like, that seems like more effort than I feel like putting in, even though it's just searching Celeste then hitting buy. Getting really close to hitting him, that jumping husk. But I am glad that I started being able to time it right where I don't hit him. Yeah, I'm wondering like how well I'll do in the first playthrough. I know it like looks difficult, but I like platforming games or 2D. Like I don't know. I feel like the Metroid like platforming is kind of similar to Celeste in a lot of ways, so I feel like I might like not be super bad at it when I first try it. Definitely not anywhere near speedrunners, but hopefully not near bad first time playthrough people. I would hope. I have more faith in myself to do at least somewhat well. But then I feel like there's some things watching Celeste that I just, you know, probably watching it doesn't help you know as much as it would if you played it yourself. Like how long you climb on walls before getting tired. Crap. What? Okay, I messed up twice. I'm just gonna... I don't like that. Oh yeah, don't need to derust. I mean, I think with the bingo stuff, you probably had to have an advantage over both Jack and I. We just have to figure out if Jack wants to, or like when Jack would want to do the bingo, if we want to do a three-way. Alright, so this time we're gonna... I don't even remember... I don't remember what I did weird. I think I damage tanked on that Vengefly for some reason. Then I hard fell. The hard fall was 100% my fault though, this time. Or the last time, because I fell to the next platform. Maybe depending on how badly I do today, in any percent, Maybe I do just Celeste first playthrough tomorrow. Start doing it. I don't know how long a first playthrough actually takes either. I feel like it takes a while based on the one person I watched. I didn't like watch 100% of her first playthrough because I didn't want to like spoil things for myself. I wanted to not remember as much as possible, and I think I've achieved that because I don't really remember anything that she did. So I think that worked out. But she streamed it for at least a couple of different days. Gross. I'll deal with getting hit twice there. Dang, jumped right through the Geo. Oh well. 8 Geo, a bit low. But it's okay. We're gonna hit the good RNG and have like most of the Geo stay in the room this time. More than a single stream. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Definitely, and especially if I only stream for like however long I stream for. 3 hours. I didn't think it was doable in that amount of time. Which is why partially if I do something besides run Hollow Knight, I want to like have a week to do it. So then if I stream 5 days in a week, that's 15 hours, which is probably a good chunk of a game if it's not all of it if I do a different game. We're here slightly faster than last time because of the double spike. Alright, all the Geos in the room. Nice. So we got all of that. Not bad. We're gonna get another 30 something, I think, maybe. I don't know what that mound was last time though. I usually never mess up the stuff in mound that bad. If I do mess up, it's like a singular mistake. Alright, nice. 338. We can live with that. I've already been going for like 40 minutes, dang. It's much longer than I thought. Also, if I do finally hook up my Switch using my capture card, when I went to Best Buy last, I saw a GameCube USB controller. I was like, alright, well, I'm getting that. So I have that. And I don't know what I'm going to use it for on Switch, but sure there'll be some game at some point that I'll want to use it for. I think I was hearing the input lag, which wouldn't matter if I wasn't going to speedrun the games for like Ocarina of Time was bad. So I don't want to like play those on Switch if the input is bad. No, that was some good RNG that both of those Geo pieces just shot into me after I killed that Tick-Tick. Finally stopped doing the stupid crap of not killing that Balder. I'm just backing up more than I was. It's literally all I'm doing different. A Breath of the Wild bingo, maybe. I'm not even finished Breath of the Wild yet. I need to finish that. I don't remember where I left off. What I was doing last was just farming shrines to get upgrades. I've done 3 out of 4 of the Divine Beasts, so the last one I think is at Death Mountain. I'm assuming it's called Death Mountain. I haven't watched much of Breath of the Wild stuff because I didn't play it. But yeah, I haven't gone up to the mountain yet to meet the Gorons. I've met 1 or 2 Gorons. I think there's one that wanders to the like little utopia thing towards the desert. Then I think there's one near a shrine near Death Mountain that I did see. Or maybe there's 2. Cause that like minigame climbing thing. So I've met a couple of the Gorons, but not the main city of them. I also don't know how many shrines exactly I've done. I kind of wanted to do all of the shrines before completing the game. Not really to be like overpowered with health and stamina, but just for completionistness thing. Just feeling better about having all the stuff done. You 100% including not all the Koroks. Yeah, but you need like half of the Koroks basically, right? To 100% Koroks. Which is kind of weird. We're just gonna not wait for Vengefly King. I still wasted time, but it's fine. I don't know exactly what entails 100% other than all Koroks. Is that like all armor upgrades as well? No, we do have enough for tech skip. Dang. Oh well. I'm fine with that. Didn't like lose a half second to not interacting with the cloak right away. Also, I meant like all shrines and quests. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say, I feel like that's what I would consider like 100%, not like grinding through to get every, like, casually 100%. What I would consider is doing objective-based things, not, you know, grinding armor to get the upgrades that you won't use. If you're just gonna be done the game at that point. There's still a chance to be green here, I believe. Not anymore. Yeah, not max. I feel like getting all the armor sets I would include in like 100% maybe, but that probably comes with all the quests, I would guess. I'm not really sure how you get most of them, but I feel like at some point they usually make you need the armors in that game, or not like need them, but then wearing them helps you complete certain things, at least easier maybe. I will do this. That was a lot of extra time wasted, but I did it. I must have been like really bad in PB to actually not have lost much time there. I don't know what I did in PB. So in PB I was still under 10 minutes at Mantis Claw. Maybe Calamity at some point today. I don't know if you have the stream up like while you're studying. Maybe you'll get to see me do, what's it called? QJ. Maybe I'll get there. But also maybe I'll just keep choking the early splits. If I don't choke doing Dream Nail again, I'll be happy, because that was like one of the most aggravating things I think I've done in a long time. That was so dumb. Falling off the platforms 3 times in a row. That was dumb. I didn't lose time that much. Not doing anything, you're just in bed, okay. I don't know why I thought when you said online studying, you meant you were also studying right now. Or maybe the lurk is what made me think that. Alright, we're doing alright here. That was a bad cleanup, but I'm just gonna cope and say that it was fine. I wasn't paying attention to my geo. It was still a bit low. Scary. When I was here in practice, like I got here, and when you're like resetting the save states, it does weird things with your geo. So I had like 204 geo when I got there. So I had to add some just to like finish that dialogue. It was kind of funny. But I have a hotkey set up on that to just make it so that I add 1,000 geo. Okay, we're doing fine here. As long as I don't mess up Shade Cloak, this split is usually okay. Or Shade Cloak, Shade Skip. I don't know when the last time I was here was. At least 13 minutes ago, so. Get to take another sip of water. I think there was another failed split, or failed attempt between here and the last time. At least one. And I didn't do the weird thing where I actually open my inventory before falling off the platform this time. Oh my god. Okay, so now we're gonna go slow. Slower. I don't know what I'm doing different. so I lost like 10 seconds. I don't think that 10 seconds is all to the fall there. I think some of that is to some other like small movement things. Like the damage tanks that I was doing before leaving that, or before Fade Skip. Dang, I missed. I did that like yesterday at 1.2 when I could have gotten a soul from that flying guy. I don't know what to call them. Flying husk. Let's go with that. I could have gotten soul from it, but missed. Then I did it again. But it's fine. That was the most awkward that could have been. Oh my god. That's so bad. I don't understand what I'm doing. I'm playing even worse yesterday than I was, or I'm playing even worse today than I was yesterday. Which is pretty bad, because I didn't play well yesterday. The one run that I had a pace that I might have been able to PB, I just went and did VG or QGA. I was like, screw it, I don't care. I'm going for almost an hour now. I should, like, I feel like I should just practice at this point, but I don't want to. I think practice is a very boring thing to do on stream. Just redoing the same couple rooms over and over again. I mean, technically resetting is doing the same couple rooms over and over again, but there's a timer. So that's better. Can I not hardfall here? Nope. I don't understand why my timing is so bad for that now. Probably getting a 54. No? Okay. I was basing the 54 on the fact that I missed the first nail swing on the boards to get up to the last platform. I don't know what's up with me in my King's Pass. Because I'm like getting 53s consistently now, when that was what I would be happy with before. Not gonna be upset about that, but I don't know what happened. Because I didn't, you know, other than just doing runs, I didn't practice doing anything in there different than what I have been doing. Also, Calamity, I don't know if you noticed, but I included my attempts / completed number now, instead of just wondering what it is whenever I'm curious. I feel like I wouldn't like having it up there, but I really don't mind it. I like actually having it up there, so I know. Whenever I think I'm doing bad, I can just look over there and be like, oh yeah, I've only run like 200 times, so compared to Gwonky, she's ran like 5,000 some attempts on the splits that she has, or at least the last time I was in her stream, I was like, yeah, so 5,000 to 200, that I'll improve eventually. Eventually. So there is a way to go under that platform and not take damage. I was thinking, I like wanted to do that so bad before, and I thought you just had to do it by jumping over that guy. Then he hits you so then it doesn't work. But that way works. False Knight being nice. Not jumping all the way across the arena. I've stopped consciously counting the number of times False Knight hits the ground now. I just kind of remember the timing. Okay, this is definitely a 330. Has to be. Alright, 338, we take that. Now I just get first spit Balder and we're green. As long as I don't mess up Fireball Skip. Also, Calamity, if you're not passed out, does you know what Trinomi planks are? I was watching Blue yesterday for a little bit, and he said going like through those first 5 planks said something about Trinomi planks. I didn't even know that was a thing. Does that mean like is there some way to slightly more quickly do those first couple planks? I imagine it's like jumping and perfectly like pogoing them and up slashing immediately. But I wasn't paying attention when he did it, so I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd never heard it before, and then he said it, I was like, well, I know the Trinomi drop, but Trinomi planks? What is that? Sounds fancy. I thought I missed the hit of soul there for some reason. So I got 7. Okay, that was cool. And I missed Geo because of the stupid Balder rolling further than usual. Cheating. Wonder how much of that time loss was me going for an extra hit I didn't need. I consider the like time saved that I should have had by not going for that one nail swing as time loss. Yeah, I'll have to do some researching, see what Trinomi planks actually means. I feel like it's probably, if I watch Guanki's video like I've been saying I would do, it might be in there. You might say it, I have no idea. Man, I'm missing a ton of Geo. That's not good. If I'm missing enough Geo that I can't get Shaman Stone like quickly, I'll probably reset. This is like really bad. I'm always at like at least 90 here. Like mid 90s even. I guess I could collect the one husk I kill before the one husk I kill before Gruzmother. I could kill that and actually pick up the Geo. I could also pick up that Geo. Gotta get all of this Geo. 67. think if we get all of the geo from Moss Charger here, we're probably fine. Yeah, we're not getting it. Damn. Okay. So, we're like way under for geo. That was a quick fight, though. I haven't saved time at Mothwing for a while. Since I'm only 3.5 seconds behind, I'll be a little upset if I miss it because of not having enough geo. Just because I was dumb and somehow missed a bunch of it. I don't even know where I missed geo. I missed probably a lot in Aspect Arena. I think I walked out with like 8 in there. That damage tank from the one mini Balder pushed me above at least 6 geo. I saw a 5 piece below me. And like 1 angular piece also. I always forget about going down to Mantis area though. Maybe that'll save it for us. I dropped a little further than I usually do with the inventory open there, because I thought I was going to hit the one ledge, so I was just waiting for the hard fall to happen. Hey Cameo Queen, how have you been? Alright, let's see. I think we're on a decent pace here to maybe be green. Maybe. I was holding the wrong direction at first. Almost went the wrong way. Oh man, I missed. Damn, I just didn't go close enough to the thing. Alright, that's better. You're in Hawaii for 2 days, nice. Or you're going to Hawaii in 2 days. I can't read when I'm trying to read fast, apparently. Alright, that's from the Mantis Claw practice that I was doing. Nice. We're actually green, I did it. Oh, God. I can never get that early pogo on that first flying mantis. I don't know why. Usually I can never get it. This isn't even the best pick I had today either. That's the funny thing. I was here like 5 seconds earlier, I think, in like the second run today. I have never been to Hawaii. What reason are you going there, Queen? Yeah, staying in Hawaii for 2 days would probably be weird. I just read it wrong at first. Are you just going there on vacation, visiting family? I feel like it'd be pretty cool to have family in Hawaii, then also very expensive to visit them. I haven't had a real vacation, so you've been saving up, either saving up time or money. I assume time probably, or money. That's what I meant to say. I feel like most places, even in the US, you can take a week off in every like a year. Alright, we're gonna collect this 2 geo. Okay, we should be good actually. Yeah, alright. We should have enough geo when we kill the babies. Is that enough? That is not enough. That's still not enough. Damn it. That is enough now. You're playing Hollow Knight right now? Nice. Are you playing casually? Oh, did I? I thought I had enough Geo. Damn it. I can never remember exactly who in the chat has played, has speedrun Hollow Knight and hasn't. Damn, that was so bad. I was thinking I was gonna reset here if I did that, but I'll, you'll try for a speedrun. Is it your first playthrough, or, oh, I forgot. Did I sit on the bench? I think I did. Since I messed up, I probably should have just went to Sly first. Okay, this will be fine. Maybe. Oh man. I did not like that. Calamity, if you saw that, that was BS, and you know it. That was not my fault for the shade pogo this time. Who was I watching? I think I was watching Guanky. She had a weird run like that, where the shade, she went to pogo it, and it did a fireball, and she got the pogo anyway, and killed the shade. But it was like max distance that you could have done it. You never beat the game, but you never tried to no, you beat the game, but you never tried to speedrun it. Okay. What platform do you have it on? Do you have it on Steam or Switch? Or is that the only platforms you can have it on? I don't remember. Because if you have it on Switch, I know it's a lot slower. Go ahead. Listen here, Calamity, that was definitely not my fault. I don't believe it. You can't tell me that I should have predicted it. PS4, okay. I thought there was another platform you could have it on, I just forgot. I've heard the console ones are just a little bit slower, but PS4 is probably better than Switch. But I was also told that I think Switch doesn't have the speedrun achievements, or maybe it was PlayStation doesn't. Because on Steam there's one for doing it in under 5 hours, I want to say. One for under 5, and I think one for 100% in under 10. So even if you can't get achievements for that on PlayStation Network, maybe you can go for it anyway to see if you can do it. Just try to beat the game in under 5 hours. Which gives you enough time to go get upgrades so it doesn't completely suck. You can actually get, like, I think you can get Shade Cloak pretty easily in that time. Switch has the speedrun achievements. Okay, so maybe it's PlayStation that doesn't. I remember someone telling me that it didn't have it when I asked them before. Oh, I remember who it was. It was someone else that I was watching on Twitch. I forget their name right now, but they were doing like their first, I think, 112 playthrough. That took like 30 days to get Shade Cloak. Well, you know, I mean, it's a little hidden, so if you go to that one door where you need the King's Brand to get in before you have King's Brand, you might not even know to go back there. So I'd say that's fair. I'm glad that I didn't waste time shooting that last fireball. That's kind of weird that all of them are right in front of me. Oops, crap. Damn it, what the hell? see here. Can I not lose a ton of time during this split? We shall see. Oops. Extra fireball. Doesn't matter though. It's not like I need it for right now. I should get enough soul. Pack that. That's fine. Also, Calamity, that little tiny platform. I finally found the pattern that I like doing out of Gorgeous Husk. I just go under that platform and then dash, and then I get onto this next platform and then dash off and then dash again. The timing works out much better than whatever I've been like just randomly trying to do. Okay, that was good. I don't know how I missed that, to be honest. But losing like 2 seconds, that's fine. I'm fine with that. That's quick enough, I think, right? Okay, this is dumb. I don't know why I'm taking so much damage. There. We're just going to not throw the run. Okay, that was uncalled for. Okay, yikes. How much health does that thing have still? Okay, I didn't even lose the full second. That was a very slow fight, I feel like. But if I was on pace with PB during that fight, that just means that I sucked when I got my PB, and I'll do it again soon. Even though me sucking during PB was like a week ago. A week ago with like 0 practice in between. The only practice I've done is the failed runs that I've had between then and now. This is definitely the shortest Dreamer. Just thought about that. 100% Lurian is short. So how long? I'm gonna start paying attention to how long it takes me to get there. So it took me like 50 seconds to get there. Now it's time to see how far I'm behind on GEO. Like 20. Not bad. hate that. My ratio for getting through there is probably below 50% whenever that happens. I feel like I've failed it more than I've done it. Damn it. I got wall-cling storage and it didn't let me nail swing. I kind of like did it on purpose to see if I could do the timing right. And I did, but then I didn't do the nail swing.
Son?
I don't know why I feel so awkward spamming X now. Like during just this. When I'm spamming X to get back into the save, I don't feel weird, but when I'm spamming it there, I feel awkward. Being like 4 geo down is fine. False Knight beaten, nice. Got that city crest. Now you can enter the City of Tears. Ooh, almost messed that pogo up. Dude, come on, not like this. Don't do this to me today. Come on. Why can't I do this right now? Okay. Fuck it, fine, I don't care. God, that's so annoying. I don't know why I screwed that up so bad. We're just gonna hope I didn't lose more than like 10 seconds. The interactions are so far for both the bench and getting into the shop, I feel like. Okay, we lost like 5 seconds to me being an idiot. That's fine. I can live with that. Let's see. I forget how much time. I don't even know how I would save more time than my 207 time. I know you can get like a below 2-minute Crystal Heart. But I don't know what I did wrong to lose time on that. That was definitely my fault. I just completely forgot to look down there. Damn, okay. That made up the geo I was missing. I feel like that was a kind of awkward pog act from where... Get it on the damage tank strat. Oh well. I feel like that's kind of awkward pog acts based on where the guy was standing when he threw the axe, because it was like right underneath of me. Damn it. I need to stop hard falling there as well. Oh god, what the hell? Dude. Dude, I don't even know what happened. That was so annoying. I landed on the edge there. I've never been that close to timing it that I've landed on the edge. God. Alright. Well, we'll just give it a good shot until I die, if that happens. Being like 40 seconds behind, basically I need to have a somewhat decent QGA, because I'm gonna go for it, but still haven't practiced, so the probability of that happening is very low. But also I could just have a better moo. Haven't practiced that, and then I could have a better THK, but I also haven't practiced that. So all the things that could save me time I haven't practiced, and right now I'm getting fucked right here. Okay, here we go. It just didn't dash. The hell? There is a 0% chance we're catching up now. After all this damage I've taken for no reason. We did get Trinomi drop with 2 accidental wall clings, but otherwise good. I kind of just dashed there, hoping that I could get the timing, but thinking I probably couldn't. I figured I was going to bench in a second anyway. Oops. Alright, this is fine. I don't know how I was perfectly on the edge of that. Got hit. We're getting a third attack, for sure. I don't remember if you have to get a third attack during this. I went for that, because screw it, I don't care. Now I can't do any more dropping into acid strats. I almost messed up and died. The thing is, not losing that much time there is really dumb. I lost like 30 seconds, but that was mostly to the dumb crap I did falling down here, I think. Not the fight. Damn it. Okay. So now we go for QGA. I just want to complete a run. I don't know. I might have completed one run yesterday. Maybe. I forget. But there was one run I know for sure. I had a QGA first try, I did Petra's Arena, then I failed up to the lever skip because I'm just dumb. And I failed the lever skip twice, I think. Then I did it and I was on 1 health, then I just didn't jump to the next platform, I just dashed. and killed myself, essentially. I guess I could still sub 40, right? Yeah. Especially if I can save any time at all. Yeah. Doing the one thing. Alright, here comes Calamity. I hope you're ready. I don't remember who was here when I did QGA the first time on stream, just attempting it. I don't think that you were. I think you had gone to sleep. We're gonna go for it. Yikes. Okay, I did it. Cool. I thought I was too low. I haven't practiced past there, basically. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Damn it. Not well. That's how it's going so far. Okay, now I need to not mess this up. Did I do it? Alright, cool. Extremely scuffed Petra's Arena. Hey, Ghosty. How have you been? Oh god. Why was he so far right? Why was the little thing so far right? So Ghosty, what you missed was I did do Acid Skip first try, then I was struggling at Petra's Arena. You probably saw that part at least. But god. I don't know how much time that would have saved. Mosquitoes? Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Finally home, nice. You gotta unwind from the vacation. I don't know, was it a vacation that you were on? Oh god, where am I? Oh yeah. I was forgetting where you said you went, because Cameo said they're going to Hawaii soon, and that's all I can think about right now. As far as it goes with going places. I have too many things going on in my brain about vacation. Since I just came back from one, and I'm going to North Carolina soon for like 2 days. Come over here, Vengefly. The mosquito skip thing, so enjoyable to do when you're new. I still don't remember what those enemies are called, but calling it a mosquito was probably the best way to make me know what you meant. Also, side question, is there actually a way to make your Twitch name show up the right color in chat? Because I don't know how to do that. Like, because you guys always have consistent colors for your names, and I thought that I had set the setting that makes it happen like that. But then I go into random chats and my color is never the same. Oh, Prime Gaming thing? Oh, okay. See, do you have to have Prime for that, I imagine? That would make more sense. Ghostly blue. Fitting color. Makes a lot of sense. Can we get double spike today? Oh god. That was way early. And I'm just dying. Taking tons of damage. slower than usual, but a lot more geo. Turbo? Oh, is it a turbo thing? I have no idea. I have never had Prime. At least not. I think I had free Prime. I had a trial one time. So I know nothing about any of what you primers do. Yeah, Calamity, you better watch out. If I can continue doing acid skip first try, our races are going to be not very close, I feel like. I have a lot of faith in myself if I get that. Yeah, you're not doing, you died. Were you trying to do the 80% route, Cameo? Mosquito, I'm assuming Cameo means like when you skip past, we do the double fireball where Hornet is. You just want to beat the game, yeah, fair. Wait, how fast was I going for this? This will probably be a 330. I have faith. Yeah, I like that I can like not even get double spike kill and still get 330 now. I think that just means I'm improving in general movement in the game. Because you're gonna go lurk? Alright, half lurk. Fair enough. I've been half lurking a lot in streams recently when I'm at home. Usually when I'm at work I get to fully watch streams, which is ironic. Alubas. I mean, the Alubas haven't done anything to anyone, so I don't know. Is there some sort of lore thing that justifies the killing? Because to me, they just look like, you know, wholesome little creatures that just fly around protecting areas. They don't even attack you. Like, they don't get infected. Insane. You just need to practice an early game. Fair. You got to where in 23 minutes, Cameo? The mosquito part or a different part? Yeah, the loop is just basically, I guess, you know. Oh, I should have benched. Eh. I guess Mothwing is a good place to consider early game. It's the first like 7-ish minutes. If you do it quick. Green path. Yeah. I feel like if you are healing through green path, it's tough. It definitely took me at least a week or two to not heal at all, I think, going through green path. I still do it sometimes, and I almost forgot to get an extra hit of soul there. Damn it. I'm gonna die going through green path this time. I saved 0.3 seconds. Let's go. I hit the background object that was right next to that guy. How did I not get an extra hit of soul? Oh god. Okay. Saving that one extra hit as long as I can. I'm not healing if I can help it. Like, what did I even do that made me, like, so low on health? Did I forget to heal in False Light or something? Full 8 Geo from the first Moth Charger? Amazing. Oops. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Okay. If I can actually do this skip. What is wrong with me? Okay, whatever. We'll just go. I'm probably gonna die. Yeah, it does feel weird at first, not having like any abilities at all during the 100% route. It's just like, you used to be able to do so much stuff. You had a perfect King's Pass. What was your time out of there? You read the last lore tablet? No. Hate that. I've done that. It's so dumb. It's like, why did I even hit up? Or down? Close. Almost messed up. The thing is, this time like isn't terrible. Like I'm definitely like 10 seconds behind at least, but for how much damage I've been taking, I should be doing way worse. I think I've only done it a handful of times where I've read either of the lore tablets in the very beginning, but both were really annoying. I was upset that I did it. Dang it. That was a really bad fight. I was just attempting to not die. If I'm like 30 seconds behind after a Mantis Claw, I'm just gonna reset. Ooh. 20 seconds behind here already though. There's not much that I think I can do to catch up. .27 getting back in after getting Mothwing. I think that's pretty decent. That just means that I can press start and menu down once. Not enough time to ruin the run. Alright. I don't know why I jumped there instead of oops. I don't know why I jumped there instead of dashing like I usually do. Threw off my timing 100% there. But since the next thing was a transition, I don't think it really mattered. You gonna do any percent? Alright, good luck. Don't I don't remember if you're faster than me or not, but if you are, don't compare your time to mine. I'm not playing well enough today to have any comparisons going on. Dang. Couldn't save the early Mantis Pogo. But I'll take that. That's fine. The Luba percent is gonna break you. Fair. But I mean, didn't you like try to get a good time in a Luba percent? Or that was like one of the categories you ran? I feel like if you run a category, you definitely get more tilted at it if you're messing up. Like if I was trying to learn all skills right now, I probably wouldn't care that much if I was messing up things in that route that I haven't done because of them being in any percent or something. Yeah. Yeah, I can't reset like all the time because I hate seeing early game. And for me, I still consider early game to be like at least through the green path. I'd say at least to Mothwing, because that's like the first place I feel like I mess up now, is during the Hornet fight. Usually if I mess anything up majorly, that's the big thing I still mess up early. That was a not very fun Grow's mother. I don't know how I didn't lose time there. Dang it. I pogoed a little bit too high. I was just trying to like not have to hit the ground again. I'm fine with resetting there though, since I was already, well, I guess at that point I was only 15 seconds behind. So I had gotten it better through Mothwing. But damn, I still haven't finished the run today. It's coming, it's gotta. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, what did I do that messed up QJ this time? Hit the weird, like, moss crawler thing. I don't know what those are called either. Not a terrible recovery on that first Vengefly. It tried its best to screw me. Still got below 54, I'll take that. I'm taking the small wins today. Anytime I can do something that's decent, I'll take it. I can't believe the things that I'm messing up doing QGA aren't even like the acid skip in Petra's Arena. Like I was thinking that those were always going to be the things I die to. Now I've done it first try, I messed up after doing the lever skip. Then messed up right after lever skip by taking damage in the next room. And that's the last 2 attempts that I've had that I did QGA. Okay, I feel like that isn't a good okay, Ghosty. Oh, okay, you're just setting up your splits. With every info possible. What info are you putting into your split? Thanks for the good luck on 80% and good luck on your runs as well. Oh man. I wasn't gonna make that. King's Mouth, or King's Path. Oh, you're like doing as many rooms as possible? Is that what? Is there actually a Aspid Arena transition auto split? Damn. Are there auto splits for all of these things? Because that's shocking to me. You see, the Vengeful Spirit one I have that one. I just am shocked they had auto transitions for all that stuff. I wonder if that other Geo is in the room. I feel like there's a high chance that it's still in the room. I also don't know what bugs those statues are modeled after. Or are they bugs? Are they exoskeletons that bugs have gotten rid of? I feel like that might make more sense. I forgot where the time was on my PC, you know, because that changes. Almost 12 my time. Oh wait, Ghosty, if you're still paying attention and not doing your runs, do you know what Trinomi planks are? When you first are in Mound after getting VS? Because Blue said something like that yesterday and I had no clue what that meant. Do you like jump and down slash and then up slash or something? Like, I feel like it has to be some micro improvement on those planks. Trying to get all grubs. Got nice. You have to be far away on the planks. But close enough to nail it. Oh, okay. So, I thought... So are these side slashing them? Oh my god, damn it. I've never read that sign before by accident. Hey Bull, how are you? That's so weird. I'm surprised that that's the Trinomi planks. I was thinking it was like something like what I said, like doing the perfect timing, like down slash then up slash, which would be like almost no time save at all. But then there's actually time save for it. Only here for a short time. Yeah, that's fine. At least you're catching me when I'm not ending this time. Oh no, did I mess it up? I don't have enough. I just have to get this in a single. Oh, so close. Dang it. Trinomi is nice. I don't know if I've ever been anywhere where Trinomi was. I'm just gonna reset there. Yikes. Damn, that was tragic. I don't know what I was doing there at all. Did I get the first fireball skip? I forget. What categories has Trinomi run? Have they run like all of them? So you stream as well? I didn't know that. I also don't know if I can catch your streams or not. Damn it, another hard fall. I don't know why I'm being so dumb. cringy voice. What? What was cringy? I don't recognize either of those emotes either. I'll have to look at them later. Just in case. Bull, how old does Ghosty sound? I think it's funny when there's people who are like 18 or higher and they sound like a child, and then everyone just like gets to make fun of that. Oh. And thinking of that, if you're below 13 and you stream, would Twitch like just delete your channel if they found out? Yeah. I figured. That makes the most sense. You haven't had a chance to hear it yet, Bull. So Ghost, are you avoiding people hearing you sound like a 7-year-old? Yeah, the TOS of Twitch says your account you have to be over 13 to have an account. Yeah, I was like not sure. I'm gonna go watch some VODs. Would Ghost, do you have any VODs available anywhere that we can find evidence of what your voice sounds like? I guess it makes sense though that Twitch would delete your account if they found out you were 13 and streaming. Because I guess that is included in the having an account thing. Damn it. I got all the Geo. Yeah, if Ghosty hasn't streamed, like, I don't know if Ghosty's affiliate or not. If Ghosty is affiliate, and I think it's like 20 some days that your VODs stay there. But if not, they only stay there for 2 weeks. Yeah, but Blue's been speedrunning for a while. I don't know about streaming, so he might have not started streaming until he was 13. Maybe? I'm not sure. But now he could probably open and admit that he streamed before, if he did stream before he was 13, and be like, haha, stupid Twitch, you can't do anything about it now. Not affiliate because he never streamed. Nice. Yeah, I think affiliates can have theirs up, I think it's like a month almost. It's like 28 days, I think. You stream 4th of July, that is outside of the time of a month. So yeah, you can't actually see Ghosty's VOD. I think it's kind of funny, isn't that like one difference between YouTube and Twitch streaming? Like, does YouTube keep your VOD no matter what? Because YouTube has the space to do it. Dang it. That Baldur's momentum stopped very heavily when I hit it the first time. I thought it was gonna go over me. Twitch, I don't think Twitch is ever wrong about the past streaming thing whenever they streamed last, whoever they're talking about. I think that's usually accurate. Whether they just accidentally clicked start streaming and then didn't do anything, or they actually streamed. Your guess is as good as Twitch's. I hope I have 6 hits of soul. I think that last hit was enough. That was a long shot. It tried its best to hit me there. And that was the highest I think I've ever tried to do the fireball. Dang it. Might as well hit it 2 more times since I messed up. And now I might have full soul. Maybe? I don't think so. I think I'm wrong. I think I'm gonna have 8 hits. Not like that matters either way. As long as you have 6. Which I didn't last time, because I'm bad. Being over 100 geo here will be pretty nice if I can get any from that. Nice, we got just enough to be over. What the hell am I doing? Alright, I messed up again, but do I have enough? I don't know why I'm failing that. We should still be on an okay pace. I wouldn't call it anything more than okay though. I don't know why, something about the Moss Knight double kill is just so, like, relaxing. I love doing it. Or double hit. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it at all. But the Collector seems like he might be doing a good thing by saving them, but also who knows. I don't know what the grubs turn into. Because I think that's the point of the grandpa eating them, is the grubs then change into something else. You're sorry for getting all lore-y. I'm not sure. Ghosty might be about to... Yeah. Ghosty might be about to enlighten us. To let us know. Okay, that's good. That was an okay fight. Because by eating the grubs, it's letting them have a metamorphosis, like, by 2 evidences. Okay. And the achievement is called Metamorphosis. That makes sense to me. 2 TCO. So Team Cherry admitted it. They were like, yes. That is actually a good thing. That's probably a pretty good indicator. I feel like Elder Grub being sad, or not Elder Grub, I guess Elder Grub's the right way, right? Grandpa Grub? I don't know. I wasn't sure if there was like some like super lore-y thing behind it. But I feel like the Elder Grub being super sad, he wouldn't have been sad if all he was getting out of it was eating them. Like by them all being gone. That was the only evidence that I had that it was probably a good thing he ate them. I'm sure there's probably theories out there about what the grubs turn into. Collector area. What is the weird picture? I don't remember. I just remember the one with the instructions on how to trap them in the jars. Because that one's a pretty good one. I didn't mess that up this time. That's nice. Damn. Okay, now I need them both to be helpful. No? Okay. I regain time back. Yeah, I feel like it would make sense if the collector, you know, at least thought he was doing a good thing by saving the grubs. The grub unite. Or, did I read that right? Grub unite? Yeah, I think so. And I have to like see it again to remember. But yeah, I feel like it definitely makes sense for the collector to also maybe be considered as partially a good guy, since he's trying his best. I'm wondering also if the collector thinks he's saving the grubs from being eaten or the infection, because that could be the case too. Because the grubs are all over the place and they aren't infected. They have 2.5 seconds. That just shows you how bad I was at this during PB. Like, I just keep saving time now every time I get here, when I really am not even doing a good fight. Got all the grubs. Nice. Oh wait. Is that what Grub Unite is? Wait, no, that's... Wait, no. I don't know. I'm forgetting, because that one would be the Metamorphosis, right? We're seeing the Grandpa Grub eating all of the Metamorphosis.
Oh.
That was dumb. Well, at least I didn't kill the shade. I feel like I'm losing time here a little bit, no matter what, because I'm missing the shade skip at first. But I'm fine with that. Shouldn't be losing that much time after this. The next time I reset, I might go get more water. I finally ran out. Which is the longest I think it's taken me to run out in a while. I doing? I just screwed myself up so bad there. I was like, I jumped up way too much and then I got confused by where I was supposed to have gone. Okay, I was gonna make that. I lost some more time there because of how awkwardly I just did that jumping. I have no clue what I did there. I have no idea. That was so awkward. I like stopped focusing through the cutscene and then it messed up my focus after. Where did I take damage? To the shade, I guess? He must leave. Sorry, Bull. Thanks for coming by. At least, you got to see me play a little bit more than yesterday. When, you went and got your food, and then came back as soon as I was getting off. That was just the funniest timing. Oops. Now hopefully I don't die here like I did that one attempt. 'Cause that was weird. Yeah, fair. I think it's alright. I think nobody will fault you for wanting to get some sleep. Do you save Sly on any percent? What do you mean, like, opening up the shop? Because you are supposed to, unless you wanted to do the Luma flyless route, which I think is a thing, but I don't know how hard that route is to do. So, if you're asking if I save Sly, yes. But I don't think it's required necessarily. Damn it. Okay, well, I'm definitely benching now. I was thinking about whether I was gonna bench or not. And that made me have to. I guess not really have to, but that's a pretty risky Watcher Knights fight, and it depends on me doing this right. Which I did not, which I was entirely thinking was going to happen. Oh, crap, there we go. I was spamming to get off of the bench and miss the bench interaction. Very nice, we made it. And we only lost an extra like 9 seconds, almost 10 seconds on that. Are you going to add the saving Sly auto split? Is that why you're asking, Ghosty? I could have saved that and probably healed. almost messed up there because there's a lot of shaking going on. So I almost like didn't realize what that guy was doing, and there was no way I was avoiding that. That was like impossible. They were exactly in the same area. God, this sucked. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go get water, like I said. I'll be right back. Put that there. Jeez. Why are you walking in front of me? Evie. Okay. You ready? Lay down. Lay down. There you go. There you go. Lainey, come here. Lainey, come here. There you go. Okay. Now. Now I'll actually do a run. I got distracted for like an extra minute. My sister's boyfriend was leaving, so I was talking to him for like literally just like a minute. Oh god, now they're all hyper. So, Ghosty, I know Calamity and I talked about this before. Calamity was like, didn't want to super oversplit his runs, but I feel like from what you're saying you're adding, you don't care about that at all. You like knowing all the segments you possibly can, I guess. Which is, like, I feel like having that information would definitely be helpful. But I'm also too lazy to add all those splits and keep track of it. Oh man, I missed that. That was stupid. Oh boy. I don't know why they're so hyper. You just put all your splits. So now you can route with the splits. Makes sense. I think I understand what you meant. Oh, you forget the routes. Oh. Yeah, I guess if you actually run multiple categories, that makes sense. I missed that first message. So that makes a lot more sense with that one. Man, this is slow. What the hell am I doing? Oh well, we'll make up like the 2 seconds somewhere, I'm sure. I don't want to reset into King's Pass again. Oh god. I get hit another time though. Okay, it didn't happen. I can live with that. I don't know how I missed the jump input there. That was weird. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I did do that sometimes now that I'm thinking about it. When I was first learning the 80%, like, run, I definitely looked, because I would mess up going to Mothwing, or not Mothwing, I'd mess up going to Claw and mess up going to Gru's Mother, like, all the time. I'd just go straight to Gru's Mother first, and then I was like, that's not right. Why is my gold spiced so much? I definitely can't have golded by that much. I'm like, oh yeah. Nothing in my background is still messing with me. Next time I'm gonna go downstairs and the cushions on the couch are gonna be off of it because the dogs have stopped running up and down the step. So now they're probably doing something downstairs. Can I just barely get a 339 out of this? Maybe? Okay, we did it. I think that's ironic. I think I got like plus 5 seconds the last time too, right? Pretty weird to get like exactly the same amount of time back to back. That was weird. I don't know if you're able to hit all of those planks at once or what. I just hit 4 planks with 1 side slash. I thought you could only hit 3 max like all the time. Which plank? The Trinomi plank ones. Can you hit like all 5 of them at once? Is that what Trinomi plank is? No? Okay. Wait, so are you saying Trinomi planks can't hit all 5 of those at once? Wait, I needed 1 hit, I think. 0 knockback. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't imagine there's ever a route where it'd be worth it to go get like long nail or Mark of Pride and then come back there and do that so then you get all those planks at once. Saved like 4 seconds. Let's go. I'm just not gonna say anything about the timing of this since I keep screwing up. Ghosty, have you ever seen it where I don't know what the things that that Queen was talking about before. I don't know what they're called, so I'm just gonna use the word mosquito. You know if it's possible to like, or have you ever seen the mosquito after you do the double fireball skip? Have you ever seen that thing like follow you to where the moss charger is? Because that happened to me yesterday, and it was kind of, I really hated it. I don't have a better way to say that. I was really upset about it. It annoyed me. But the chance that it happened, I was like, I feel like I can't be that mad at it. Like, it was like perfect. So those like guys that charge at you, I perfectly timed slashing it up so then it was pointing at me like as I went left. So right after you enter the room where Hornet runs away from you, right after you go through that transition, that room, I like perfectly slashed it upwards and then it charged at me from the right and went and hit me when I was like about to kill the moss charger. Yeah. I meant to clip it. Ooh. I kind of did that out of anger. I was thinking about doing it, and then before I could stop myself, I did it. That's funny. Okay. I don't think it matters here. We're just gonna hit the text, get this fireball like normal. Did I get a double hit there? Hornet, stop being a freaking pain in the ass. Man, that fight was terrible. Yeah, I do need to go back and find that clip because I feel like that'll be a funny one to have on reference. Sifting through like 3-ish hours is gonna take a little bit of time to find which one it was. I almost thought I was going the wrong way. Damn it. I dashed out of where I was supposed to be. I don't think I had a dash. And this timing still isn't terrible yet. Potential green after this. That's fine. I was not gonna get the quick one there. Oh, yes. The green 0-0. The hive area, yeah. The hive area, I feel like, is really annoying until you've gone through it a bunch of times and you're like, oh, it's like meh. It never gets like to be good. but it can get to the point where it's just like I don't like it or extremely hate it. Yeah, I do think it's kind of funny when that happens though, when there's just tons of those small bees. Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of them. Once your nailed like all the way upgraded, it's not that bad. But there's still a lot, and they take a lot of hits. Yeah, the drill bees are rough sometimes. I can deal with the big ones, like they're just slow. The only thing that's annoying about them is the double damage. Alright, saved 3 seconds. That was probably close to being a gold. There's 8 geo in the ceiling. Why can't I hit it? Oh well. As long as I have enough geo to buy Shaman Stone. I feel like I was about to like I feel like that menuing is really slow, but I feel like I was about to like somehow mess up buying Shaman Stone, which would have made the menuing even slower.
Oh.
Of course, the Shade decided to do a fireball, but oh well. Not much I can do about that. I was trying my best to make it so I wasn't on like the same like Y level, and it just long shotted it. Damn it. That was awkward. The time I always take my water break. I feel like now at this point it's like a psychological thing. As soon as I hit here, I always look for my water. It's because I always feel like I need to take a sip of water here, and now even when I won't need to, I'll look over and see if it's there. But I didn't know what time it was, so if this run doesn't go horribly wrong, I'm thinking I might do another one after if I finish this one, even. I was not making that jump. I already lost only like 2 seconds. I can live with that. I don't know what's been getting into me at Dream now, not being able to do those platforms, but I did it well enough. I feel like most of that time lost was still like doing that awkwardly. I don't know if I didn't need to pogo that guy's shield. I don't know if that's faster or slower. Doesn't matter either way. I feel like it feels like it's faster though, which is the main reason I pogoed it. Crap. I really don't know what's been going on with me during this little section. I've just been doing such the most awkward movement possible. The one run that I had a really good pace either yesterday or the day before, I sat on that bench when I didn't need to, because I always have to sit on that bench nowadays. I really don't know what was going on with that gorgeous husk either. That was super awkward. Still potentially not benching territory. Damn it. Well, I've already lost some time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bench. I don't know if I've ever practiced that lever skip room since I stopped getting the bench every time, so maybe that's what I need to do. Damn it, dude. This is really, like, kind of bad watchers, so then also I did okay with some of the damage. Dude. What the hell, man? Just rolls as soon as possible. I don't feel like wiping another run here, so I'm just gonna heal that one time. Maybe it makes a difference. Yeah, that was dumb. I just walked too close. Alright, so we're just gonna do another one. This is the last one. If I die to watchers again, then I'll end. It's probably then. Yikes. You're not doing 80%. Why is that? Did you just get to watchers and die or something? Where you got annoyed by watchers, just in general? I just tried to dash. That's pretty funny. That's hard. Oh, what, all skills watchers? Yeah. I don't even know what you have by that point in all skills. I'd imagine you would at least have, like... You get all the upgrades of things even, so like you'd have Shade Cloak. What's it called? Like all the good stuff. Get Shade Soul. Descending Dark, yeah, true. Descending Dark, a huge one. Does C-Dash help you that much in the fight? I was gonna say, I was gonna imagine that you probably wouldn't like hop on the wall to use C-Dash at any point. Entering the fight might technically be faster though, right? Because you just dash instead of having to walk the whole room, or walk and dash the whole room. That was an R8 time. Anytime I get into the room before this one at like below a 130, I'm pretty happy with that. Got double spike, but I missed all the Geo. Dang, unlucky. Like all of the Geo just bounced around me. You're done. Dang. Oh. What was the question I was gonna ask? What was your time at any percent again? I'm still bad at remembering. Dang it. Oh, you don't have a time? Okay. You just get fed up at some point and decide not to run it. Because I can understand that. Got like an hour. Oh. I mean, an hour on the first attempt is pretty good, I'd say, still. When I went for my first attempt, I like set the goal at 2 hours. I was like, if I get it in under 2 hours, I'm fine with that. You're good with that decision. Fair enough. One of the faster ones I've done there. Getting the last hit while False Light was in the air. What was I watching that made me want to play Pokemon? I don't remember why. I was watching something that made me want to play Pokemon. Maybe some Soul Link video. If I didn't suck so much, this could actually gold. Like if I didn't miss Statue Pogo, I might have been able to gold that. What else did I mess up? Not really mess up, but that Vengefly in the Gome room really didn't like me. The first Gome room. I guess the Trinomi planks is slightly faster because you don't have to stop. Is that why it's better? Because like basically no matter what, other than that you have to stop. Which I guess makes sense of why you would go for it. Because worst case scenario you mess up and have to go for it. Then you just have to do it again. That was pretty lucky that since I fireballed early, I think both of those were second spits. It was really dumb. I'm missing 5 geo. Okay. Not the worst. And how far behind am I? Not very. I didn't like that. That gross was very close to me. Made me feel uncomfortable. I forgot to hit the little stick. Damn it. I deserve to miss that because of not hitting the stick. Damn. I've been doing that a lot better recently. That's like a weird thing to be noticing. But going under that platform rather than over it probably might save like a little bit of time, barely any at all. But it makes me feel better that I'm not falling in the acid while I'm doing it. I needed that geo really bad. I was a little bit low there again. Damn, I didn't jump. Okay. I knew that that guy was gonna be in like a weird spot like that. I'm just lucky I didn't get hit. You got some olives. Nice. I've never eaten any olives in my life. Are they black olives or green olives? If it's a different type of olives, I don't know they exist. Black olives. That was a good recovery of how shitty I was in the quick kill. Oh. The ones on pizza you don't like? Yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually tried them on pizza. I worked at Subway and they had black olives and they just smelled really bad. I imagine they probably use the same ones. Oh, dang. But normal olive chef's kiss. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I've ever been near a normal set of olives because of that. I don't think anyone that I know eats them, so I would not have any experiences with the ones that are not from Subway or from a pizza place. I'm trying to think. I think there's always been something else on the pizzas that have black olives that make me also not want to eat it, so it's not even the olives that I'm avoiding. Alright, now can I remember to do this thing right? I think I'll be fine since I remembered to ask myself. Onion? No, I don't mind onion. I've never really had onion on pizza because I avoid all the other toppings that come with that usually. Like maybe green peppers. I don't really not like green peppers. I feel like one that happens. Do people put black olives on pineapple pizza? Avoid pineapple. Anchovies, no. I don't know, maybe spinach. I feel like I've had spinach on pizza though, and you don't really even notice it. I feel like maybe pineapple pizza. I don't know why. I feel like black olives and pineapple, I don't imagine mixing, but maybe vegetable eaters do. Because I don't eat many vegetables. So I can't say what pairs well. I missed my pogo on the little mushroom guy. Unlucky. Dang it, I should have went more right. Dang it, that was stupid. I don't feel like continuing that choke. Alright, I'll do one more. God, that was just... that was bad on my part. Even though I did get the quick... like, I set up the quick pogo. But then I just screwed it up. Maybe this time I won't be red by the time I get there as well. Mm-mm. I'm gonna hit the crawlids if I can, because I almost just jumped straight into that venge play. That would have been dumb. Again, I get the hard fall. I don't know why. I keep mistiming that now. Oops. Oh my god. Not dealing with that. I hate that so much. I think the only reason I hit that most of the time whenever I do is because I'm pogoing the objects before it so that I'm getting my fingers off of the down on the D-pad, and then I mess up and just accidentally hit up when I'm going past that thing. Although I swear when I hit up, I think that time, I swear I was in the air, not even on the ground. I didn't do anything awkward with the venge flies that time. I forgot to hit the first two crawlids, I think, though. Hey, I did it. No hard fall. And one of the few 52s I've gotten today. How many hits do Alubos take with the base snail? Can't imagine it's a lot. I feel like they were kind of weak. You think Aluba's broken you? Why you have no motivation to run any Hollow Knight right now? Oh, you just fireball. That makes sense. might as well get the extra geo since I messed up. Seriously, every time you see the King's pastime isn't below 51, oh no. Dang, it's a bad time. Yeah, that's fair. I know, who was it? I think it might have been part of Creed who was telling me. But I know somebody brought it up that I think in Blue's best any percent time, he got like a 1 minute King's Pass. So, like, you just have to, you know, better your other splits and not worry about King's Pass. I feel like that's kind of nuts if he got a, like, really good time with a 1 minute. Like, that's like 8 or 9 seconds that he's missing out on saving, that he saved somewhere else in the run. And I think, why did I not down slash? Dang. I think Wonky, I think she got the new world record for any percent. I don't even know if it's 1221, I assume. We're gonna go for this geo and try to jump over. We did it. Yeah, I think so. And she was saying that, I think at Watcher Nights, her time was worse than Pests. She was behind Pest at that point, so she saved time past there. Probably in THK, I imagine. But maybe somewhere else. Yeah, I don't know if the run's verified yet or not. Alright, we got a 339. I can live with that. We're just hanging on just barely. Is the run verified? I don't know if that O all caps means that you looked or not. Or if you're shocked that that's where she saved time after 10 months. Yeah, a long time. Is that how long Pest's world record has been up there? That was awkward. Damn. I think it's like, is the run up? I think it's only 1 second faster if I saw that right. Which is really funny to me. But 1 second faster is faster. If you look at Gwonky's VODs, I think it would show up on her splits. I assume she saves her VODs. I actually don't even think I've looked. I've actually just caught her live a couple of times now, which I never did. I don't know if she wasn't streaming or she just streamed at bad times for me. I don't think I need, yeah, I didn't need another hit. I had 6. Oh well. I don't know why I tense up during that fireball skip. I feel like I don't do that during the other two, but I hate missing that one. It feels worse than missing the other two. You know what I'm gonna do after I end stream today? I'm gonna actually go upload the PB time. I'm gonna have to go clip it out of the VOD from last week. But I'm gonna go clip that and then upload it and submit it. So I decided I was gonna do that. I'm only gonna submit runs that I PB by at least 10 seconds, I think. Submitting a run with less than that seems like too much. Oh man, damn it. Ouch. My hand feels like it's cramping somewhat. I think we're doing fine. Yeah. Yeah, imagine in the Luba percent, you probably reset if you get a bad King's Pastime, don't you? If you're trying to go for a good time. Because it's such a short category. What the hell am I doing? That was so bad. I don't know how I didn't lose time there. That fight was terrible to only lose a second. Jeez. I don't even know. How would I save? What is like a fast time to get Mothwing in? It's definitely sub 8. Which I could definitely do. It's just the fact that I'm bad. And don't do all of the split that, like, all of the rooms good in one run anymore. All of the rooms well, as poor grammar. If anyone cares. So awkward. Damn it. These dash timings are so weird that I'm doing right now. Dang it. I thought I got a dash off of pogoing even though I pogoed after. Or dashed after I pogoed. That was good. Gold, nice. There we go. I don't know how much of a gold that was. Not a lot, I don't think. I think my best, or my PB time was like 153, and I think I golded by like 12 seconds, so I golded that by like a second, if that. But I'll take it. Gotta have some sort of success coming out of today's stream. Dang it. Went for that extra hit just because I don't know how much soul I get out of the Gross Mother fight. I don't think it's enough to do the quick kill, so I have to do it. I had to get that extra hit of soul since I messed up the aspid. So this should be good now. I don't know what the hell that was. This is fine. That cleanup wasn't the worst. Just happened to have that one that really loves to go to the top all the time come out. I always notice that, like, anytime any runner ever misses any of the babies, they always go straight up. Every time. They never just go straight towards you. That's only if it's one that you miss. Oh no, that's bad. Come this way. Unfortunate damage tank. The wrong direction. This is fine. One of the runs, I think it was today, one of the runs I did, I jumped so high that that bench fly actually aggroed all the way down here. I don't know if it was just really low that time and I jumped a little bit higher than usual. Or if I just jumped really high out of the water for no reason whatsoever. Alright, here's the water break I say I take every time. Makes me think about people who run longer categories in games. Like, I would like to be able to run a longer category because it's always really funny when they take a break mid-run and like run to the bathroom or something during a cutscene. So I'd like to run a game that has that, so that could be me. Because I would definitely need it if it was a long category. Oh man, oh man. Damn, that's so stupid. I saved it, but then was just panicking and just walked off. I was gonna say, there's no way we're green, right? Well, we're still green. I wasted 9 seconds off of how green I was. But hey, whatever. God, that's so stupid. I didn't even like fall in the middle of, or like at the beginning of one of the platforms either. It's like the best time to fall is when you first start doing one of the sets, so that you don't waste like going halfway through it like I did, or all the way through it even. Not bad. Getting an extra hit of soul going in here means that I don't need to get super lucky with the first two. We're the first two dudes. Although I did. That was one of my better ones of killing those three guys ever. Just from the improvness. Almost sat on the bench there, even though I didn't need to. Like, really, it has just become a habit for me to sit on that bench. That's the first time I've gotten that lantern pogo and still gotten hit, I think. I've never gotten it and gotten hit by that guy. Yeah, we're a little light on Geo. We'll go with that. Oh, dang. I thought that guy was dead. Oops. But I think we're basically caught up in Geo again. Damn it. Alright, we saved time again. I don't know why I've been messing that split up so bad every single time recently. But we're good. Slightly too early on the attempt for the early fireball. Bro. Dude, that's not fair. That's also, like, why? Why are they bullying me? Their patterns are so bad. And I didn't bench this time, so I can't even, like, continue if I wanted to. Dang, that's so unlucky, man. They just both decided to do, like, the same pattern, but just from their positioning, it made it bad. Dang. Unlucky. Maybe I'll get a run going tomorrow. Yeah, that's right, I did get a gold. Let's see. What is my time? I saved 3 seconds. Or wait, no. I saved 1 second, I believe. I think my times were saying 36:15. So yeah, there we go. Alright. I'll start up stream again tomorrow, 10 a.m. Tomorrow's Thursday? Yeah. Alright, so thanks for coming by, and see you guys next time.